Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video is requested by StarDust Stables and they asked if I would do a video about any complaints I have about Howrse, if I had any. So I thought about writing a list, which probably sounds really bad, but it was just because I was trying to think what I would talk about. And then I just decided to do it off the top of my head, so here goes. I think I need to talk about the different stages that I have been on through the game. When I first started, I used to throw like every BM item on a horse. And then after that, it was like I didn't really play that much because I didn't find anything particularly that fun. So I would have logged in, but I didn't really focus a lot. And then there was a stage where I was like, okay, I'm serious about this. And I would have, been occasionally buying passes. And now, well, since February, I haven't. I just decided that I wasn't going to anymore. And I think the reason that I got to that point was because I was just sick and tired of kind of how the game was going. I mean, back when I first played, you got a promo maybe at Halloween, at Christmas, maybe summertime, maybe, Easter. I don't know if I said Easter already, but anyway. Um, you would have got occasional promos. So there was a chance to get stuff ready for the next one, or you didn't really know what it was going to be and you're really excited. And now, and how it has been for a while now, is it's all the time and it doesn't stop. And it's actually so predictable now that it's kind of a bit sickening. And the perfect example of this, like, if I was still, I decided that I wanted to play freely from now on, and that is just how I've decided to go. And I think the only time that I maybe would still buy would be maybe at Christmas, as a like if I would get myself a few for myself, and that would just be a gift to me. That I might do at Christmas time, but I wouldn't do it any other time, I think. And the reason is kind of because of the way the game has gone. Because the underwater promo, for example, finished on the 25th at 1 o'clock. Shortly after, we start getting past CFOs jumping around the screen, +2, +1, +5, +10, so forth. And I ignored them. And loads of people were using them because, they're nice because they give you free passes, obviously. So a lot of people yesterday bought passes with those past CFOs. And then, lo and behold, the 26th, the next day, and we get this. Promotional offer, new unicorns thanks to pass purchases. So you have to buy at least 10 passes to get a unicorn. And then I'm pretty sure on Monday, the next Monday it's Friday today, that we're going to have a new promo. And what I'm saying is it's non-stop. Absolutely non-stop. And it's like a machine. And it's fueled by passes. And I think for me, I had a moment of clarity where I was like, this game is making me feel negative and hateful towards it because it's just money, 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 money. And whenever I felt like that, I felt like I didn't want to play anymore. And I know that I do enjoy the game in certain parts of it. There are like really fantastic people, and there's things that I enjoy in the game. There are game mechanics within the game that I think are great, and I really do enjoy. But this aspect of it, I decided I needed to ignore it to enjoy my game. And I think it's not a good thing that that's had to happen. And bear with me because I've got hay fever at the minute and it's driving me up the wall, so I will try not to sneeze, but it's kind of hard not to. Basically, what I'm saying is that Howrse have forcibly got to the point where they were making me feel negative towards them. And I decided that they weren't going to make a difference to that. They weren't going to say, okay, we hear you. We understand how this is making you feel and making other people feel about the game. We're going to change it. That didn't happen. I had to change how I was going to in order to decide that I wanted to continue to play. I mean, a lot of people are probably thinking, why did you just stop? Which is perfectly a good argument. But I decided to change my outlook, my thoughts, and my perspective. So I decided to drop everything that I thought wasn't important, focus on things that I did think was important. How to play my game freely. And that is where I've got to now. And I think it brings a bit of challenge now that I was missing when I was past buying. And I think that's kind of nice. It's made me feel like I'm enjoying the game more because I ignore things. But why I'm critiquing these constant promos, because I know a lot of people are feeling like how I'm feeling at the minute, because I'm seeing them writing it in the forums, I'm seeing people put it on their page. People are angry, people are pissed about this, because Howrse makes you an addict to the next thing they bring out, the next item or whatever it is. And there's so many things, like the time the golden fleece, and I really was really annoyed with the golden fleece thing. It was like gambling. I think it's fair to say that I think the game has got more and more like that over the years. And I'm not a gambling person, but I think that I have to accept the fact that this game is making people this way. And it's very easy to get sucked in. And I had to recognize that myself and decide that, no, I'm not going to participate in this. And if I do participate in it, I'm going to make sure that I'm not using, actual money. So that's where I'm on in that standpoint. There are a lot of things that the game does really well, but there are a lot of things that they're doing really badly. And I think it's how they're making their players feel. I think it's going down the line of Zynga games, and that it's like, to unlock this, spend money. Here's a new thing to unlock this that's even better. Spend money. And it's just over and over again, and it's so predictable. And yes, it makes money, but it makes your players feel negatively. And I think if you want to keep your core players, that, there has to be, if you just have lots of people joining a game, like lots of new people, and you don't have at least a few people in there that are core parts of that, there's a problem. Because I think once you lose your core set of people there who can help other people, whether that's moderators or whether it's other, senior players who've been here a long time, know how to play the game, then you've got a load of people that don't really know what's going on, don't maybe know the best methods, and you lose the sense of community. It becomes more like a mass of chaos with no structure. And I think that's where the game's going wrong. I think that it's sort of making those long-term people feel more and more annoyed with it. And yes, there are a lot of people here who will still struggle on through that and cope with it. And there's some people that won't care and they'll just get on with it. But I do think that Howrse are slowly chipping away at it and doing damage to it in its long-term stability. And to have this, this game is supposed to be community focused, and I think they're losing that a little bit. I'm going to pause because I'm going to sneeze and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just want to say that I hate hay fever. That's all. I think the thing is, I don't think that like all the players who have a lot of experience or have been here a long time are just going to just quit. It's more that I feel like they're going to contribute less and sort of fizzle out, if that makes sense. Some people will just quit. They'll have that moment where they're like, I'm done. But I think, it kind of breaks the community up a little bit, because whenever you have a core set of people, the game sort of moves. There's a bit of movement there. But I think if for a community game, they need to be paying more attention to how their game makes people feel. And right now I think it's too close to these games that make you feel, like you're gambling and stuff like that when it comes to the promotions and so forth. And that to me is not right. I think there needs to be a lot more elements. I mean, there's some things that they changed, which I think it was nice to change up. I didn't know what I was going to think of a lot of the changes, and I have liked most of them. But I think that's for me. And probably one of my other real pet peeves is, I suppose it's not really a complaint, but it is kind of a complaint, is how heavily reliant I feel on VIP now. That if I go into somebody's account that doesn't have VIP, I'm like, oh no, I have to feed. I can't use auto feed. I can't put them to bed automatically. And it's just, I don't like that I've got so heavily reliant on that. It's just like, ugh, I don't really want to, but I think the perks within VIP are great. VIP perks within it are great, but I hate my heavy reliance of it because there's so many things in it that I'm like, you know, feel like I need. And I think the other thing that sort of got me is this whole divine thing, because the thing with the divines is the divines to me have just become like DLC that sometimes you don't know how much you're going to pay for an extra perk. And I think for that reason it becomes quite expensive. Like I have been trying to get all of the rainbow divines, and just you know, if you've watched my video on the underwater excavations, I think this one fixed out around 36. Lovely Blue I think was about 38. I can't remember exactly, but I got forest green with that. But shiny yellow was probably around there as well, and I think the same can be said for charming red. So there is a lot. Now, granted, they were all passes I'd earned with pass horses, which is good because therefore I wasn't using actual money. But for somebody who's using actual money, I think that can be kind of frustrating because it's like every couple of weeks they bring out another one. And this does include your general upkeep of your game, whether you're bluffing a team and so forth. And, you know, it does kind of eat away at stuff. I think back whenever there wasn't so many divines, people tended to focus more on their teams and their horses. So they would have been spending more in the black market, whereas I think now people spend more in the promotions, hands down. I think from my perspective, I very rarely buy anything out of the black market now. I usually use in-stock items, which I suppose I'm getting from the promos, which is nice, but I don't know which works out less. I think that's the thing. But I think it's debatable, really, whether it was cheaper then or it's cheaper now. But having less divines to buy, I suppose, was a lot easier. I think the other thing for me is the fact that divines are so easy to obtain now. Now, when I say they're easy, some people might get annoyed because they might be like, well, I've tried really hard and I still haven't got a divine. What I mean is, back whenever we had some of the old promotions, I tried for 2 years and I couldn't get one, and it was like, you know, I saved and I saved and I saved, and I was having to save up millions upon millions of Equus, and I still couldn't buy a divine. And now it is like, if you save up maybe upwards of 10 to 40 passes, you know, if you go on the sales, it is possible to get one. You know, I mean, there's one for just under 40 and there's one for 25, you know. I mean, I know some divines are harder to get and they're more expensive and so forth, but I think that's one of the things, is I think it devalued divines so much. They don't feel special. That's the thing that I don't like anymore, is that they don't feel as special as I used to. Because, like, the only way I can explain it is years ago I used to look at a divine and be like, wow, this is so cool. I really want one. It was like the ultimate goal. And now it's like, it's another DLC. It's another perk. No real wow factor. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some of them are super pretty. Like, I remember when I saw the volcanic Belos, I was like, I'm having that. So I think for me, my biggest complaint is how people are being made to feel, I think, with the game. Not everybody's going to feel it. Some people are be completely fine. And I've adopted the attitude that I just don't care. anymore about certain aspects of it, and there's certain things that I decide if I don't want it, I'm not going to put any effort into it, rather than putting effort into it like I might have done in the past when I felt compelled to. Like, for example, whenever I saw the unicorn thing this morning, the promotional offer, I was like, eh. If this had been a year ago, I would have been like, I need one of those unicorns. So for me, I had to change my own attitude, I think. But I think that is all I can really think of for the moment. I don't really, like, there's plenty of things I can complain about if you ask me specifically, but I think for me, they need to focus a little bit. They have been making some effort. I mean, I have noticed that some of the admins have been posting really useful topics in the forums, and I think that's great. I do. I genuinely do think that's good. But I think we need to go down a route that's not promotion pass orientated a little bit. Or just make them a little less frequent, like a little bit of time between them. Not so much like it comes out this time, it comes out this time, at this time, and this time, and this time, because it's so high demand, I think it just burns people out. And for me, that makes a very short term life cycle for a game, I think, if you do that to people, because once you get over the whole everything's shiny and new thing, and then you start to realize that it's, they're doing this and it's like really predictable, then I think you start to get irritated. So that is my complaints. So thank you to StarDust Stables for requesting the video, and I hope you had a lovely day. Bye guys.